What's up, Titans fans, and welcome to another episode of Titans Global Podcast. I am your host, Maximus Titan Fan, and with me, as always, is my good buddy Link. What's up, bro?
What's going on? Feels like it's been a few shows since I've been on this one, but glad to be back. Welcome to Little Boy into the world. So been enjoying that, but it's good to be back on here, ready to talk some Titans. I'm excited to get into this with you guys. So as always, make sure to like, subscribe, comment. Most importantly, get in the comment section. We want to know what you guys think. Going into this offseason, where the holes are, what we need to do to fix them. We got a guest on the show. So I guess, Max, if you want to introduce him, we'll get right into it.
Yeah, man, tonight we do have a special guest on our hands. We've got Art Vigil from the Art Vigil Show. What's up, Art?
Chilling, man. Chilling on the West Coast. Getting some rain today. We need it. Just thank you for having me. And thank you for being on my show a couple weeks ago. This is awesome.
Yeah, man, if y'all haven't seen that, you need to go over to his Facebook or Twitter or his what am I trying to say? Yeah, YouTube. Yeah, app, whatever, man. Get on there and watch that show. Yeah, it's good times, man. Honestly, I'll be honest with you, dude. I have had a lot of shows. I've done a lot of shows now. Well, not a lot of shows. I've had a few shows though over the last 3 years, and yeah, yours is probably one of the funnest shows I had. I can only think of one other show that I had maybe a little bit more fun, but that was just all because it was Titan stuff. But to be honest, just as a normal show, best show I've been on in a long time. Had a good time. Could have sat there for another hour if I didn't have, time limit.
Well, you know what? When you have good guests, that's what happens.
That's right.
And somebody said you guys are long-winded in the comments. I didn't think so. I thought you guys were great.
Oh, right on. Well, I am long-winded. I'm sorry. I do have that problem, especially
well,
when I'm
talking about. That's what podcast is about. It's not, we're not on News 10 where they have like, hey, like 30-second clips. No, podcast long-winded, talk, and have fun.
Plenty to say.
Beverage of choice today? Coors Light again?
Yeah, right on. I'm drinking the official beer of. Well, I don't know. I guess Miller Lite and Bud Light are both sponsoring the Titans. That's weird. I don't know, but I have seen beer cans with both with the Titan symbols on it. I don't know if that's something that happens everywhere, or if that's just here.
It does. I've had, and when I was in Miami, I bought a Bud Light that had the Miami symbol on, and then we have the 49ers out here, and we used to have the Raiders, obviously, but not anymore.
So, all right, so let's start off with the app, man. It's real fun. If y'all haven't checked it out, undefeated.live, or you can just go to the app store and get it yourself. Undefeated Live, talk about that a little bit, man, because it's really fun and innovative, I think.
Thanks, man. We're a social gaming app. A little bit of Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. A little bit of underdog fantasy, real money games. You can make a tweet or what we like to call a take, a sports take. And we play a contest every week. We have live action games. And yeah, no, it's been a blast. Make sure to download it.
I agree. I'll be honest with you. I did the Super Bowl contest recently, like we were talking about before the show.
Yep.
It was fun. It made a game that I thought was kind of boring, especially after the first quarter. I mean, it was nice to see the Chiefs get beat up, but other than that, it was kind of boring after the first quarter. But to be honest, I kept in it because it was just fun to see how many I got correct out of the 50-ish questions that there was. But
No, I think you only had 19. We made almost 50 or 60, but I think there was only 19 questions that.
oh well, maybe I just felt like it was longer than it was. It doesn't matter.
Well,
Anyway,
that's
it
the
was
feedback.
fun.
Maybe I should have
I,
short.
I think I was no, I think I was out after like the second question, but still, it was fun to it was fun to keep up with how many I had correct anyway.
And
And me and my father-in-law were discussing it and stuff, and he'd actually downloaded the app too.
y'all
Oh,
do more than
cool.
football, right? Like it's basketball, hockey, baseball. Like
No, yeah,
y'all are
we're
in
gonna
all of
start
it.
doing. So we're gonna start doing 3 packs: Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We're gonna do basketball, hockey, or we can do hockey, hockey, hockey. We can do basketball, basketball. We're gonna kind of mix it up.
Yep.
And although everybody, well, I can't say everybody. I'm not a huge fan of the new game, although I'm a Warrior fan, and we kind of brought it to the where we are today. But it makes basketball actually more fun.
Yeah.
So download the app. If you don't like basketball, you can still win some money, answer some questions. It'll be live. We actually might start streaming it. So I'll be like, hey, new question. And maybe you guys, we could all watch the game together and be like, all right, is somebody going to score a 3-point on this next run or whatever? We've done that before and it's been pretty fun.
Yeah, now's the time to get in. You got March Madness coming up. I mean,
We do.
Cinderella
March
teams.
Madness,
I
we're
mean,
gonna
that's
have a
gonna be
tournament.
awesome. Yeah.
Again, the perfect prize, like it's kind of hard to get the perfect prize on March Madness, but we're gonna put up 10 grand if somebody does it. And then I think we're gonna do the top five, $100 for the winner, and then go back from there.
That's awesome. Good stuff, man.
Yeah, it does sound fun.
Yeah.
What is your favorite sport?
Playing or watching?
Both.
Just period.
I would say football.
Okay.
And that goes for both footballs, American football and European football.
Soccer.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Sorry.
well, I said football. I just wanted to tie it together, but yes, it's
There you
soccer.
go. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's football.
Football. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I played soccer my whole life. Well, I'm a little older now, so I don't play anymore. But played hockey, played a little bit of football, but watching European soccer, not MLS. It's kind of hard for me to watch MLS, to be fair. I try to, and I get angry and I change the channel. But like English Premier, the Bundesliga, which is Germany, La Liga, which is the Spanish league. So I'll watch those. And being on the West Coast, the games start like at 5, 6 in the morning. So you got to be. It's like watching the Dolphins in London.
Yeah.
I got to get up at 6, and then by like noon my time, I'm like, whoa, I'm drinking too much. I got to take a nap for the Sunday night game. I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna take a nap. So
Heck yeah, I mean that's when you have the old Irish breakfast with the beer and the eggs.
oh, absolutely. Well, what I used to do when my kids were young, I'd have beer and then I'd put orange juice in it, and I called it a man mosa. So with Coors Light and Bud Light, it's really good. Trust me, try it. And
Well,
then the
I
kids
was
are like, "Oh, Dad, you're drinking orange juice." I'm like, "Yep."
my yeah, that's actually the kids won't know, but I drink Blue Moon every now and then,
Oh, yeah.
and Yeah, it's kind of a frou-frou beer, I guess, because when you order it, they give you the little orange slice and everything.
Yep.
But it does add like a lot of flavor to it, and it does have kind of orange hints to it anyway. So it's a nice combo, and I could definitely see how orange juice and beer could work out. I guess
Yeah.
is all
It's
I'm
better
saying.
than a screwdriver because the vodka has a little more alcohol. So
Oof. I can't
just a
drink
little.
vodka anymore, man.
Yeah.
My boss drinks those clamatos, and oh my god, that just sounds like a heartburn nightmare to me.
Yeah, I'm
I don't
not
know, just tomato juice and beer. Jesus, Lord, got to be committed to do that. You
Oh yeah.
know.
I
All right,
agree.
so what's your favorite team then?
Which one?
Yeah,
Soccer or football?
yeah.
Miami Dolphins.
Miami. Yeah.
Oh, okay, Miami.
So okay,
So
so
that's why
West
you,
Coast.
you mentioned the London game.
So West Coast, like the Dolphins, how does that happen?
That's a great question. So growing up, I was a Raider fan because they were in Oakland and they had Stabler and Van Egan and Dave Casper and Branch and like everybody. Madden was the coach, and so when they moved to LA, I'm a good Northern California boy. The only thing you like in Southern California are the beaches and the chicks.
There
The
you go.
team sucked. Dodgers,
Well, yeah.
Angels, LA Kings,
Yeah.
FC, the whatever. No, suck it. No. So the Dolphins are the only team outside the Bay Area that I like, that I represent, and that I root for. So I'm a Sharks fan. I'm a Warriors fan. Well, let me rephrase that. I'm not a Niner fan. I'm a Giants fan. I kind of like the A's, but they're going to be in Sacramento, so they're actually kind of close. But yeah, no, the Giants, the baseball Giants, hockey, Sharks, and the Warriors.
Cool. So have you actually been to Miami to a game? Have you
Oh
taken
yeah,
the trip? And
oh
yeah,
yeah,
that's awesome,
oh
man.
yeah.
Heck yeah,
You
good for
used
you.
to go once a year. I haven't. Last time I was there was 19. So since that time of whatever you want to call it, pandemic,
Yeah.
COVID. There's other words for it, but I won't go there. This is not a political show. I haven't been back, but well, that's not true. I've been back to Miami. It just wasn't football season for
Cool.
like conferences and work and
Yeah.
stuff. So,
Heck yeah, good stuff, man. That's awesome.
yeah.
It's always interesting for me when you're on the other side of the country and you root for a team. I got to figure out how that started because I was homegrown Titans, and so yeah, it's pretty cool. Good stuff.
If the Raiders, Al Davis did not move to LA, I would still probably I would be a Raider fan.
Okay, that's fair.
And then when they moved back, all my buddies that are Raider fans, because I was the only one out of my friends that was like, F that, dude.
Yeah.
No, I'm not doing that. And
That's
so
funny.
they're like, are you going to be a Raider fan again? I'm like, no, I'm committed, dude. I'm like 20 years in. What are you talking about?
That's right.
I'm like, nope.
Good point, man.
I'd have to get rid of everything. I have Dolphin everything around here, dude. It's ridiculous.
Jeez, that's wild. Well, I mean, hey, over here in Tennessee, we feel the pain, and we're going to get into it a little bit. I mean, worst team in the league, first pick in the draft. Just off the top of your mind, I know this is free agent talk, but just to get kind of everybody's opinion on this because it's so polarizing right now. If you're the Titans, you have that number one pick. What route are you taking? I know we talked about it a little bit on your show, but for our viewers, like what's your kind of first scenario that you think would be a win for the Titans?
Well, I read that mayonnaise boy is what I call him. Will Livitz is working with Carson Palmer's brother.
Jordan Palmer.
Yeah, Jordan Palmer. Yep. To improve his footwork, his motion. But I don't think that's the problem. I think it's his head.
Absolutely. I would agree. Yep.
So, I mean, I think he's still on the rookie contract. I like. First of all, I like.
This
Cam
is
Ward.
an outsider, you guys. This
Yeah,
is not
I
what
do
we're
like
paying
Cam
for.
Ward. I really do. but what you really need is offensive line and no, I think offensive line. I mean, you guys have okay wide receivers. I'm glad you guys wasted a lot of money on Ridley. I'm not glad, but it's shocking that that guy keeps getting big contracts.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous. He's so inconsistent. He was good in Atlanta for a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
Dumbass started betting inside, Anyway, got suspended for a year.
Yep.
But yeah, I think I would trade back. I think
Okay.
I would give Livitz one more year.
So from an outside point of view, because I think most fans here are in agreement. Like, well, I say most. It's probably about 50-50. I think there's a lot saying that they would be okay with trading back. But from an outside point of view, whether it's riding with Levis, whether it's bringing in a bridge quarterback, let's say you trade back, what's the number that you're willing to trade back to? Like, if it were the Dolphins and you were in the same situation, like, at what point would you feel comfortable? Is it number 10, number 11, number 3? Like, where's kind of your line that you would draw in the sand of where you're comfortable trading to?
Yeah, I would say 8, 9, in between 8 to 12.
Okay.
Where I think I'd feel comfortable. Because I think there's still going to be some offensive linemen out there that are good. From what I've been reading, that there are a lot of offensive linemen that are supposed to be really good in this draft. So, but you know how it goes. 50% of is it 50 or 60% of the league are undrafted? So.
Yeah, and I like the number. That's the number I've heard a lot is kind of that 12 range. For me, if I were going back past, say, number 3, I think that deal would have to include a first-round pick next year. I think that's kind of that. I mean, in that package, I think that would have to include a first round next year because we've seen the Titans trade back before. That was when I believe it was Jared Goff went first overall. They traded back. And I mean, that was just a ransom. I mean, you were talking 2 number 1s, 2 number 2s, a number 3, a number 6. So, I mean, for me, I would be okay with that. But I'm going to need some serious compensation. And I think that's where most Titans fans fall. So kind of good to see that an outside person relates that. But I don't know. I don't know if you can convince these people that Will Levis should step out on the field as a starter next year.
Well, then you bring in Kirk Cousins or as a bridge, or I would say Mariota, but he's already been there. He's not going to go there. I actually, if I trade back to 3, I would trade back again and get more picks for this year.
Wow. So you would. So let's say you trade back to 3 with the New York Giants, who hold that pick. You trade back again rather than taking Travis Hunter if Travis Hunter's on the board.
I think Travis Hunter's pretty overrated. I've watched my buddy is he went to Colorado, so he's a Buffalo, and so we would watch every game. And he's in college. I think he's athletic, but he's not very big. True. And there's a lot of big wide receivers. He's very athletic. And if he wants to play wide receiver and cornerback in the NFL, I mean, how many cornerbacks have done that? Deion Sanders?
Yeah,
anybody else?
But and I agree with you. The only thing is if you take that risk and you hit, that's a GM and a coach's dream, is having a guy on the roster who could come in, even if he's not your number 1 receiver, because I don't expect him to be when the season starts, and he's not your number 1 defensive backs. If you can even get some snaps out of him on both sides of the ball, because he is athletic, and I think
very athletic.
And I don't know how well that translates to the NFL. I think that's one of those that's kind of hard to figure out when you look at receivers. Is you can look at a quarterback and say, I don't know if his game is going to translate. I mean, that's what people look at Shadur Sanders and say, Cam Ward and say. Travis Hunter, I feel like it's a little more difficult because of his athleticism and because he does give you that kind of explosiveness that you've seen with guys like Tyreek Hill. And I think that's his ceiling. Whether he reaches that or not. But I don't know, if you get a guy that can come in on snaps on both sides of the ball and you can save that money in cap space and you've got some explosive plays, if I'm at 3 and he's there, it's tough for me to trade back again.
Okay. I mean, you guys do need a lot of picks.
Yeah, that's true.
So
I just honestly, for me, Travis Hunter is like the third best wide receiver, maybe, and I don't know, maybe third or fourth, fifth, maybe even fifth best cornerback. Uh, I don't know. I might have those numbers backwards. Anyway, my point is that he's not the best at anything he does, and that's my problem with it. I mean, I honestly, I don't think anybody's going to play both sides of the ball in the NFL. I just don't see it. Uh, I mean, if he can, props to him,
well,
but you
well,
just
maybe
don't
he'll be
see
like
those
a
type of
third
athletes
down.
anymore.
Maybe be a third down slot receiver.
That's what I'm saying, man. He's just not. He's. I mean, I can't. I mean, I'll be real, dude. Somebody's gonna take him in the top 10. It's gonna happen.
Oh,
I think he's
definitely.
top
No,
five.
I
I
agree.
think he's
So
top five.
yeah, probably top 5. Yeah, and that's the problem for me is I can't take him in the top 10. I have a hard time taking T Mac in the top 5. So how am I gonna, say that I would rather have this guy on my team than T Mac? That seems like just a bad. I just can't. I can't give that same evaluation to Travis Hunter. I don't know. That's just me personally, but I don't. I don't like the whole unicorn generational talent because he can play both sides of the ball. I just don't like the idea. I don't. I think it's all a ruse.
Fair enough.
Well,
And the cool thing about this, the most interesting thing about this, is that the draft doesn't start until we're through the majority of the free agency period. So that's kind of what this show's about. Is really the draft is going to come down to what holes were you not able to fill through free agency, because I think
Yep.
there's a lot of guys that the Titans are looking at. And just to kind of get your guys' initial thoughts, what are some of the top names out there that you think fit well in this system that the Titans are trying to build ultimately?
Well, I mean, I'll be honest with you, man. A lot of people talk about Derek Carr and his attachments or whatever to connections with Brian Callahan and Reggie McKenzie and a bunch of people on the staff now.
right.
So that's probably the most favorite out there. The other one they talk about is Aaron Rodgers, and I can't stand
No,
that
Rodgers
idea.
won't go to
I think,
Tennessee.
yeah, I just think that's a horrible,
Here
horrible
we go
idea.
again. I disagree with this one too. We're gonna do this all
Yeah,
night.
I know, but I just can't. I can't do it. All right. First of all, I've said it a million times. My father-in-law is a Green Bay fan, so I have seen Aaron Rodgers from the day he was drafted until he became who
Oh,
he is
I
now.
can beat you on that. I watched him at Cal.
Well, there you go. Then there was something that happened to him. I'm not going to mention it because, like, that's too much to get into, but something happened to him a few years after he was a pro. And ever since that happened to him, he has not been the same person. I mean, he completely turned into this weird, convoluted, naturalist hippie. I don't know. I can't get into it, man. I'm just saying. I don't, I don't know. I don't get his vibe, and he's kind of a dick, and he's a franchise killer. Look what he's done to New York. I mean, holy
Whoa,
crap, man.
whoa,
I
whoa,
mean, you can
whoa!
argue.
Well, all
That's
right, all right.
Man,
New
come
York is a
on.
you can
shit show to
argue.
begin with, but
Forget.
still, my
You know
point
what?
is,
No, okay.
is that it's the same line that Brett Favre followed. So homeboy just needs to take the L and retire. I understand his stats are good or whatever you want to call it, but I just can't. Even with his favorite receiver Devontae Adams, he still couldn't produce that much. He couldn't make the Jets a winner. Why do you think the Titans are going to be any different?
All right, I'll
Okay,
let you
first of
go
all,
first.
nobody can make the Jets a winner. Nobody. Tom
Look,
Brady can go to the Jets, and he would have a losing record.
Absolutely.
yeah, Saquon Barkley's proof of that. Good God.
So doesn't Rodgers have a home in Tennessee or Nashville?
He does. He does.
Yes.
So that might be the
Everybody
link
loves to
there,
bring that up.
but no, Rodgers is not going to Tennessee. He might go to the Raiders. He actually might go to the Vikings because he wants to follow Favre everywhere. He's like Favre number 2. The only thing Rodgers didn't do is take a picture of his, you know what, and send it to a chick or to a, I
Massage
think she was a
therapist.
cheerleader, if I remember straight. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I actually, yeah,
but they
I've
both
heard
got
people.
hurt. They
Yeah.
both got hurt at the Jets. Nobody good should ever go to the Jets. And I'm speaking not just as a Dolphin fan, I'm just talking. I mean, they're just a horrible organization. If this was European soccer, they would have been relegated to the freaking Canadian League years ago.
You're
No,
not
no,
wrong.
no. They would have been in the USFL or XFL, and they probably couldn't win that league. They're garbage. They're a garbage organization.
Yeah.
Your Miami fandom showing. But okay, so
No,
let
no,
me
no,
let me so let me say this. I will play devil's advocate here. Do I love the idea of Aaron Rodgers being in Nashville? I don't love it. However, if you look at what's available, I'm not interested in Derek Carr, even though he has the ties with Callahan.
Yep.
I feel like if you're comparing those two, give me Rodgers. I don't love the Sam Darnold idea because I feel like you're overpaying for a quarterback. I don't know that Sam Darnold does what he did this year in any other system in the NFL. You can't convince me of that, not for the amount of money that he would want. If you look at the draft, you look at Shadur, you look at Cam, maybe. You look at Matt Stafford. I don't necessarily want Matt Stafford. If you compare him and Rodgers, I'm taking Rodgers. If you look at what Aaron Rodgers did, the 3,800 passing yards, 24 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, maybe 28 touchdowns. If you look at those numbers, if Will Levis had that type of season this year, we are absolutely excited for what's to come, and this dude's going to take us to the Super Bowl. I mean, everybody is in love with Will Levis if he puts up those type of numbers. If you can go in and get Aaron Rodgers on a 1-year deal and say, hey, come here with Callahan. He's worked with Derek Carr. He's worked with Peyton Manning. He has history with these veteran quarterbacks who have gone to other teams and had success. Then and people want to fault the fact, oh, he's going to bring in his guy. Who? Devontae Adams? I mean, because right now you have Ridley, and you expect him to be your wide receiver one. If he wants to bring in Devontae Adams, I'm all for it. I'm 100% all for it. Give me Devontae Adams, Calvin Ridley, and then bring in a T. Higgins if you can get him. Give him some weapons around him. To me, it's not the worst idea in the world. If I'm looking at bridge quarterbacks and I'm looking at who's available, if I can get Rodgers on a 1-year deal and see what happens, I'm okay with that. I think then you figure out how well Brian Callahan can coach. I think you start to get a direction to this thing. You can, build in the draft. You can build up the offensive line. You can get through this year with Aaron Rodgers. And Aaron Rodgers can get through this year with the Titans if they put some weapons around him. So for me, I'm not that opposed to it. If it was announced tomorrow, I'm okay with it.
And more to the garbage of the Jets. They owe him $49 million. They owe Aaron Rodgers $49 million.
Yeah.
So you're going to get
they
you might get it for $10 million, maybe
Absolutely.
$20 million. And you guys have $50 million to spend. You guys
Absolutely.
have a little under $49 million or something like that. Okay, one more garbage Jets comment, and I'll be done with them. And the only reason I'm bringing this up is because you mentioned Rodgers' stats of being 3,800 passing, 28 touchdowns, 11. You know the Jets have only had one quarterback that's thrown over 4,000 yards. You want to guess who it is? He used to wear pantyhose.
Oh God.
Oh.
He beat the Colts. He guaranteed it. We
Joe Namath?
Yep.
Oh wow.
Joe Namath used to wear pantyhose?
Yeah, he made a pantyhose commercial. I mean, I wasn't old enough.
Okay.
I wasn't born yet, but you can YouTube it right now and you'll see it.
So do you know how many Titans quarterbacks have thrown for over 4,000 yards?
Let me think. So yeah.
No, it's just because he hates the
Oilers too?
What's that saying?
Are we talking the Oilers as well, or just the Titans?
Just the Titans. So since 98, how many Titans have thrown for 4,000 yards or more? It's really easy.
I would say Steve McNair, but
Nope. Zero. Absolutely zero.
Oh, really?
Absolutely zero. So
Well,
if you
guys
give
are more of
me,
a run first. Yeah.
well, exotic smash mouth to be exact, but if you give me 30, if you give me
Wow.
3,800 yards, 28 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions, the Titans may have a shot at the division. I mean, you definitely win the first two. Like, you can look at those games that Will Levis lost, and if you give me Aaron Rodgers and I know you can't compare apples to apples that way. All I'm saying is, for a guy who everybody feels like he had a down season, it would have been one of the best Titan seasons in history. Like, that's how sad it is. So for me, I'm not opposed to it.
Wait. Tannehill didn't get 4,000 yards? Because we have
Nope.
somebody saying Collins, McNair, and Tannehill. Or Tanny.
I'm double checking this, but I am pretty positive that no Titans quarterback has had 4,000.
I forgot Tannehill was there.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I'd be shocked if McNair ever got to 4,000.
Yeah, me too, because he had Eddie George.
Yeah, and
By
he
the way,
ran a lot.
yeah, that too. Exotic smash mouth.
Oh
Yes.
my God.
Is that something you've coined, or is that like a known saying?
Oh no, that was a known saying that there were shirts made.
Okay.
There were it was
Ken Wisenhunt.
it was a rough time. It was a rough time.
Yeah.
Exotic smash.
It was,
I
yeah,
love
and
that.
I mean, I like to joke, I like to joke every now and then about the Tannehill, Derrick Henry was the real exotic smash mouth, but it's just a terrible phrase, and it reminds me of a terrible time. So
Was
I
that
just
when you guys got the first and lost to the Bengals? Is that it?
Yeah, that.
uh
No. Wait, well before
no,
that.
yeah,
Well, okay, before that. Okay, cool.
Yeah. At that point, we were just Derrick Henry or bust.
well,
was the-
actually, we had a Henry running back, but his first name was Travis.
Yeah, I remember
And
that.
we got him from the Bills. Yeah, that's when
Yep.
Ken Wisenhunt was doing the exotic. Or no, I guess it was more the Chris Johnson, Lindo White era, wasn't it? Or no, that was Malarkey. Damn, I don't know.
It's been
I
a
get a
while,
little
but it wasn't
confused,
fun.
I guess. Yeah.
Why do people forget CJ 2000?
No, I don't know.
Like when you talk
I'll be
about
honest with
one
you.
of the greatest running backs, and again, it wasn't like for 10
Small
years.
span. Yeah.
No, man, he doesn't come up in list at all.
Yep.
Not that I do.
2,500 all
maybe
yards that season.
Yeah, and he's the leader of Titans all-purpose yards.
Really?
Yep.
I did not know that.
Yep, 2,500 plus all-purpose yards, and the man gets absolutely no respect. It is, but I mean, look, it's part of, and people complain about this, and you can look at it one of two ways. But this is a small market, and that's been, I mean, that's been what happens to guys like that. It's a small market. They don't get a lot of national recognition. Some people whine about it. I choose not to. I'd rather fly under the radar anyway. Just like when the Titans were the number one overall seed in the playoffs. I mean, nobody expected that. They were looking to go on a run, and then, you kind of had that letdown. But yeah, it's a small market. You have a lot of good players in Titans history that a lot of people don't feel like get the respect they deserve. And Chris Johnson, for me, is at the very top of that list.
I agree with that.
Yeah, Chris Johnson, Rob Baronis comes to mind. Drew Bennett comes to mind. A lot of people just, I don't know, I guess take the people for granted.
Well, maybe the Titans start promoting them more.
Well, I agree with that too.
I mean, hey, you go get a Shadur Sanders, or hear me out, get an Aaron Rodgers, Pat McAfee show. It's a weekly show. I mean, it's every day. He's on there talking about the Titans. I mean, if your goal was to get nationally recognized, what better person than Aaron Rodgers? I mean, honestly.
So now you guys want to be the Cowboys?
No. Here's the thing. Okay, people say there is no such thing as bad publicity, but do you know who said that? P.T. Barnum.
O.J. Simpson?
P.T. Barnum of the Barnum and Bailey Circus.
Oh,
and
yeah,
that's exactly what we would have if we drafted Shadur Sanders. I'm just being honest with you, man. I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want that to interrupt everything that we can focus our attention on, actual football, instead of just glitz and glamour and, I mean, yeah, you can take a jean jacket and make it look a little bit better if you bedazzle it, but it's still a jean jacket. I mean,
Wow, you're bringing it back. I love it. Did you do you think two things here? Uh, did you hear the rap of Shadir Sanders?
No.
oh God, yeah,
Yeah, it's
life,
I like rap. I'm a huge fan of rap. I like all kinds of music. Matter of fact, I have a tattoo of musical notes on my arm. So big fan. It was crap. It was
yeah, it
so
it
bad.
wasn't great. Yeah,
No, it was so bad. And okay, so the second thing is, do you think Dion will let him go to a small market team, or will he? Or will he do a Manning and Eli saying not playing for them?
Here's my thoughts on that. He hasn't answered these questions directly as it pertains to the Titans, but all
Yeah.
signs to me would point to if the Titans wanted him, they would have him. That's kind of what the
yeah,
vibe that I get. Even when Carthon was fired, you had Deion Sanders posting emoji eyes, and some people took that as good, some people took that as bad. But the way I took it
Right.
was he's paying attention to the Titans. Like he felt the need to retweet a front office move by the Titans. So to me, I think if the Titans wanted to draft him, I don't think Deion would have a problem with it. He cited the things that he looks for in an organization that he feels like he would succeed best under. And to me, I think the Titans have a number of those things. I don't know if he necessarily cares about the market size because he himself is going to bring the market, if that makes sense.
Okay.
I think even he might want to go to a smaller market just so he can run the show. Because if he goes to a Cowboys, it's still Jerry's world. I mean, you're Deion Sanders,
No,
but
I
it's
agree
still
with that.
Jerry's world. So if you come to a small market, all the attention is directly on you from day one. So I don't see that being something.
took the words right out of my mouth, Link. But I think you might have muted it or pulled
You
your
might mute
cord out
yourself.
or
Yeah.
something. But yeah, man, you literally took the words right out of my mouth. Dallas. If you go to Dallas, you got that little bit of iffiness. If you go to a small place like Tennessee where there isn't any big names right now, you are the big name. So I see that as a much more. I don't really see the small market thing as one of those. I don't know. In today's NFL, it's really hard to hold out.
That's true.
I mean, how many
And
holdouts have you
Dion
seen in
does
the
wear
last
the
three
cowboy hat.
years?
He wears the cowboy hat. So hey,
I think the Cowboys honestly would love if they got Shadur Sanders. Then they would all be talking about how can we get rid of Schottenheimer so that we can have Dion as our head coach. And that's what a
should
lot
they
of
trade?
people think with the Shadur Sanders. Hmm.
Should they trade Prescott to the Titans?
Oh God, come on, man.
I mean, all you need is $10 more million because you get 60
I
million.
don't. I was gonna say why? It's 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 Dak Prescott. You're still muted there, Link. I don't know what's going on with your audio. Got some technical difficulties going on, but that's all right.
I'm just gonna have a drink. So
Yeah, yeah. Drink break. I'm with you on that.
look,
Mm. As a matter of fact, oh what? Oh, check you out.
it's a pretty cool hat.
Give us about 40 seconds here for the sponsor. Got to give the sponsor some love. We'll be right back.
What's up, Titans fans? Maximus Titan fan here. Are you in need of professional excavation services? Look no further. Red Zone Builders has the expertise, experience, and equipment to handle all or any excavation project, big or small. Whether you need land clearing, site preparation, trenching, foundation excavation, or any other excavation services, they have you covered. Their team of skilled professionals work diligently to ensure your project is completed safely, efficiently, and to your satisfaction. Trust the experts at Red Zone Builders to get the job done right.
Boom. Told you it wasn't that long.
We good
So
now?
we're back. Yeah.
Sweet.
Go ahead. It looked like you wanted to say something about what
No,
we.
about the Dak Prescott. I mean, look, I don't feel like it's outside the realm of possibility that
Oh my
that
God.
is something that's on the board, just for the simple fact that if the Cowboys do want to move on, now would be the time to do it, because I do feel like Shadur would be their guy. The cap space is something that's going to have to get worked out, but I wouldn't put it past Jerry. I mean, he signs the checks anyway. They might eat some of that just to try to move on from Dak at this point. But I don't. The only reason I don't see it happening is because Dak's kind of been Jerry's guy from day one. I don't know that changes now all of a sudden. Jerry's not getting any younger. I don't think he wants to take on another project right now in a young quarterback. So I don't know. For me, I'm not saying it's impossible. I think it's something that might be on the board. But if you're asking me to put money on it, I'm not betting on it. And yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. It's
Yeah,
first
I
show
was gonna
back. Cut me some
say,
slack, new
come
baby.
on,
First
man.
show
What?
back in a while. We're
Oh my
working on it.
God, dude.
So you're
You're
okay with
killing me.
Prescott. You're okay with Rodgers. I like
Yeah,
this. This is
I'm
good.
okay with anybody
I
but
just
Levis
say
at this
what.
point. I'm okay
Well,
with
I
anybody
like
I'll
it.
but
give you that. I'll give you that. They did do. Nick Shook just put out his. I think 52 starting quarter. You know, they take so many snaps or whatever, and he ranked them 1 to 52. Levis dropped in at 33, and you had Jameis Winston, which was ranked better than him. Malik Willis was ranked better than him. Damn, Dak Prescott was way better than him. So it's interesting to see that Aaron Rodgers was way better than him. So yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with anything that you say as far as it would be better than Levis, but
Yeah.
that's like saying you're the smartest kid on the short bus. It's not really a brag, is it? I mean, if you're I'm just saying if you're saying I'm better quarterback than Levis, that's like saying, well, yeah, my daughter can quarterback better than Levis right now.
Well, make better decisions.
Yeah, there you
Yeah.
I don't think your daughter has the arm, but she'll make better decisions.
go.
What I've learned from
Or the
being a
gun
Titans
show.
fans, from what I've learned being a Titan fan is basically that don't ever say it can't get worse, because somehow it will always manage to get worse. Whether it's left tackle, whether it's quarterback, whether it's receiver, it can always get worse. So
Oh yeah.
I don't. I'm not necessarily going to say we're at rock bottom with Will Levis, but you've got to figure something out this season. And if you don't do it in the draft, you're going to have some opportunities in free agency, but I don't know that you're going to have your pick, because you've got a second-year head coach who's probably going to be on the hot seat if he doesn't start out of the gates hot. You've got a brand new general manager. It's not the best situation to be in if I'm a guy in free agency trying to rebuild my career.
That's fair.
Yeah, I agree. And I'll say this: I'm going to change the subject a little bit. If you're wondering why we haven't talked about the free agents of the Titans yet, it's because we are just having too much damn fun, and I don't care about the script. Screw it. I want to talk about the Super Bowl a little bit. Have you guys heard the comments between Brady and Kelsey?
No.
Oh my God.
I
Okay,
missed
so
that.
first of all, go to my YouTube page, watch the Travis Kelsey on our YouTube account. Watch the Travis Kelsey video. I just put it up today of him in the Super Bowl where he's given absolute, I don't know, -50 effort. It was ridiculous. And Tom Brady just straight called his ass out on national television and said
Wow.
if he paid as much attention to football as he did his girlfriend, Taylor Swift, he might have three-peated. To which Jason Kelsey responded, if Brady would have paid a little bit more attention to his wife, he might still be married. And holy
Right.
shit, man, what a burn. First of all,
To
Jason
be fair, that was the first thing I thought of when you said that. I'm all, Brady's really saying that? He's really? Wow.
damn, what a burn. But yeah, I thought it was funny. And yeah, if you go to my YouTube, watch the video because it is like I'll be honest, dude. If I was a Kansas City fan, I'd be pissed. I'd be absolutely pissed.
Yeah.
Is Kelsey done? What do you think? I mean, if you watch his interview before the Super Bowl and him saying, I'm I'm looking years ahead and I'm excited for what the future has. And then after the Super Bowl, he's like, hey, you got to set back and figure out what's most important. And I'm still, kind of undecided on it. Like for me, I think Brian Orakpo from the Titans said it best. If a thought of retirement ever creeps in your mind, it's near impossible to get that out. Once that thought kind of gets in your head, you're done. So do you think this is it for Swifties and Kelsey, or do you think he still has a little more in the tank? Because he did look a step slow in that Super Bowl. Like if you watch the All-22, he was a step slow.
He looked a step slow for the last 2 years, to be fair.
Yeah.
I think, well, I mean, he got $100 million from Amazon for his podcast, him and his brother's podcast. So money's not the thing.
Right.
However, the Kansas City Chiefs cap is not looking very good.
Yeah.
I mean, if he's on the roster by March 17th or whatever the date, the cut deadline is, they owe him $17 million. So he might, if he plays, he'll either have to restructure his contract and take a lot less, or he's playing somewhere else. And I don't think that's the case.
I don't think
he's
so.
Not gonna be, he's not going to be Gonzalez. He's not going to go Chase, go to the Falcon. No. Oh, you know where you should go? You should go to the Jets. Okay, I got to stop talking about the Jets. Got to stop talking about the Jets. I think there's a couple things at play. Like I said, I think the salary cap, what he's going to be paid, and his other prospects off the field. Mm-hmm. I think he thought the script was going to go a certain way, where he was going to ride off into the sunset like Elway. And not a lot of football players, not a lot of hockey, not a lot of professional athletes get to walk off to the sunset winning.
Yep.
So, and to be fair, and you've already brought this up, if he really wanted to walk into the sunset, I don't know, he must have been drunk or he took the wrong pill, because he sucked. He was embarrassing.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Kelsey somewhat. I didn't enjoy his Entertainment show. I think we talked about this on my podcast. Did you guys look it up, by the way? He had like a bachelorette or bachelor. So
yes, anyway, I did check that out.
I did not like him then, but I do like him as a football player. And if you're asking me, I think he's done.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, as a football player, he's awesome, but as a person, he's an ass.
Yeah, and I tend to agree. And honestly, like, as a team who roots for another AFC team, like, I don't want him to be done, because if that's the kind of play that he's going to put on the field, then I'm okay with that. If they want to take another shot on him and let him go out there and be a starter, I mean, by all means, see what he's got in the tank.
Yeah, keep doing that.
For me, I always remember that quote of, like, once you think about retiring, you might as well retire, because it's going to be in your head all season long. So we'll see. But I know we just got a little bit of time left. Did you want to bring up any Titans free agents? I know Kelsey's probably gone for the Chiefs. Anybody on the Titans you think is a foregone conclusion?
Do you think Taylor will leave him if he retires?
Oh, Taylor's already left him. I mean, surely, right? I mean, she left early of the Super Bowl. She can't be with a loser.
I mean, it doesn't really matter, dude.
No, I do think she left the Super Bowl early. I don't know, that could have been doctored. You know how people are. It did look like she left the Super Bowl early. I mean, all jokes aside, I mean, I don't know. I want to think that's legit. My girl, she's a huge Taylor Swift fan. She'll probably kill me for even talking about it. But yeah, I don't think everything is as perfect as it seems in most situations. So I don't know. You never know what happens. But maybe this is his plan. Retire. She stops going on the road. They start a family, and they've got a reality TV show 2 years down the line. So, but you know what's coming. If they stay together, and they both retire, there is a reality TV show in the works. There has to be.
I actually want to see her break up and write a whole album about Kelsey. I think that'd be awesome.
Yes.
That might be the only one I ever buy from her.
I was gonna say I'll actually listen to that album.
Yeah, because it's got to be funny.
Oh, that is good stuff. So yeah, I think we talked about pretty much everything we want to talk, or I wanted to talk about anyway. Other than Titans free agents, we didn't talk about any of those.
We've got all
Uh,
off season.
Hey,
but it's all good. Yeah, I was gonna say we'll talk about Titans free agents next week. I don't give a shit.
I'll trade you Tua for the first pick.
No,
I'm good.
Good.
hell no.
I like that because he can't play in the
I
cold.
would have to have the head trauma of Tua to make that trade.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Nice.
Holy crap. Yeah, it's like you ever watch God, what was that called? Not Another Teen movie. You ever seen that movie?
I've
It's
not.
been a while.
Oh man, it's a spoof movie of sports movies.
Really?
And and they play off of Blue Varsity or Varsity Blues where the dude
yeah.
Jimmy John or whatever is it Billy Joe, whatever his name is, the big center dude that keeps getting concussions. And literally in the Not Another Teen movie, which also has Captain America in it, by the way. But anyway, uh, and he does an American Pie scene that is fucking hilarious. But back to my point, they have a thing on the scoreboard that says, Billy Bob has, 3 concussions, and then he gets a concussion during the game, and they ding down to 2 concussions, and every time I I see a guy in the NFL that just can't seem to stop getting concussions, that's what my brain automatically goes to.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I can't believe. Yeah, go watch that movie. Not Another Teen movie. It's
I
actually
will
really
also.
funny.
Is it
Yeah,
on
it's
Netflix
really funny
or
movie.
Paramount or where's it at?
Oh shit, I don't know, man. I watched that movie almost 20 years ago.
Watching.
It's funny though. Like I said, Captain America comes out full. You remember in American Pie when he comes out with the whole
Yeah.
all over his crotch? Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, Captain America does that in this movie.
Nice.
It's Chris Evans just like gives a full. It made me love Chris Evans from the beginning. I loved him way before Captain America or any of that Fantastic Four crap he did.
All right. Well, I know we didn't talk about Titans free agents.
It's all good.
Real quick, what free agents do you guys want? And this is my last. This is my last. This my last question after this. Who do you guys want?
Well, mine was easy. Trey Smith.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, I want more, but Trey Smith.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, in a perfect world for me, I think it would be T. Higgins. He's up there. Trey Smith, obviously. Another one that's kind of flying under the radar, I think Javon Holland from Miami. I wish we had more time to talk about that, but upcoming free agent there. Wouldn't mind having him as an acquisition. And yeah, Aaron Rodgers, if he's available, give me Aaron. Give me all the Pat McAfee shows, all the headaches, all the dark tours and chambers and whatever, ayahuasca. Bring me all of it here to Nashville.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, if he actually becomes the quarterback, I might go get high with him or something. I don't know, man. I mean, I'd assume that he has some really good stuff. But anyway.
So you both said Trey Smith. How well did he do in the Super Bowl?
Better than anyone on the Titans offensive line.
Oh,
or about as well
on
as
the right
most of the
side?
Titans offensive line. Yep.
That's a great comeback.
Yep. He is, for me,
comeback.
Trey Smith is a proven offensive lineman who has played on a pretty consistent basis. That's more than the Titans have had at right guard or right tackle for a long time. So I'm still taking Trey Smith over anybody that we've got on this team now.
Yeah, I forgot about that one too. But he's probably going to be overpaid. Sweat from Philly. He's probably going to get a huge contract.
Yep.
Well, for some reason, the Philly doesn't have a salary cap, so I'm not sure how they do it. They're paying like 5 people $20-30 million or more.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they're like the Dodgers.
Void years. Those are going to catch up with them.
Maybe they're like the Dodgers, and they're going to pay him in 10 years. Or what was Bobby Bonilla from the Mets? He's every 4th of July he gets like $1.2 million or $1.5 million from the Mets because he signed like a 30-year deal.
That's the best way to do it, honestly. Yeah, I mean, why not?
Less taxes, right?
Yeah, get your yearly installment. Yeah.
You get that lump sum, they're taking half of that shit.
Absolutely. Yep.
Hell yeah.
Unless, well, not in Tennessee or Florida.
No.
Right.
Or because you guys.
No state income tax.
No state income
That's
tax.
right.
California,
The only
I'm screwed.
Yeah, one of the only selling points the Titans have this offseason is no state income tax. So bring it on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The Dolphins do that too. That's every year.
absolutely.
Why don't you go to Florida? Why don't you go
Absolutely.
to Miami?
Why
You go to
wouldn't you want
Miami,
to go to
you get
Florida?
soft. You go to the South Beach. There's so many
Retirement
hot
home.
There's Coke. You're like, what the
There's
hell?
Coke.
Coca-Cola. That's what I meant.
No, yeah, Coca-Cola. Yeah,
Coke and
classic,
Pepsi,
right?
Right.
The
Pepsi
classic
product, Coke
recipe.
product, and strip clubs, and it's just
Yeah. Gentlemen's clubs.
gentlemen. That's right.
Yep, I mean, that's where gentlemen go.
Right, definitely, and only for the hot wings.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you only go for the food
And the
there. I mean,
the
why
shrimp
else
buffet.
would you go?
Yep.
Yeah. The
Oh yeah, the 99-cent shrimp buffet.
Oh yeah. Gentlemen
Well,
club.
look, guys.
That's always a good mixture.
Man, this show has gone from a Jets hate show to
Completely
just
off the
completely
rails.
off the rails. Yep.
Yeah, I'm loving it though. I'll be honest, I'm still having a good time. And I hope you guys have had a good time as well, because it is that time. We are going to go ahead and end it for tonight. Thank you for hanging around with us. Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Go check out the Art Vigil show and
Undefeated
Live. Yes, check that out. Download that app. If you'll have fun, I guarantee it. Until next time.
Oh, sorry.
Oh no, yeah, you're good, man. I appreciate
thank you for having me.
coming on.
This is fun. I hope I get to do it again. Hopefully, you guys can do my show as well. You guys are very knowledgeable about sports, and especially the Titans. And like I said, I liked the Oilers back in the day. And so, what's his name? Dan, the number 7, the quarterback, little thin guy. Dan Orlovsky. Dan Orlovsky.
Orlovsky, yeah.
Orlovsky, yeah. So,
all right, dude, you're showing my age now. Stop.
What was that?
I said you're showing my age. Quit. I shouldn't know those names. I don't know who that guy is. Who the hell are you talking about?
Hey, I'll tell you one more. He played for the Raiders too. That's
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I'm showing my age.
Until next time, guys. Tighten up. Peace out.